What's really going on, man? This your boy, Black Earl, aka Dr. H.A.A.S, and this is the Doctor's Orders Podcast. Man, I'm gonna have to pull a page out of Lil Wayne book this go round, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. All I can tell you right now is sorry for the wait, man. I'm so sorry. It's been a minute, bro. Your boy been on the move. A lot of major things happening in the nigga life, bro. But out the gate, I just want to welcome any old listeners back to the podcast. I appreciate you sticking through this long period of absolutely nothing. I ain't gonna say absolutely nothing, man. We got things going on. It's just the podcast has been at a standstill since at least April or May. But just to say, man, anybody who's returning to the podcast as a listener from the previous episodes, I want to thank y'all and welcome y'all back. And a major welcome to any new listeners. Anybody out there ready to give your boy Black Earl, the doctor, a chance over these waves, man. I know I got a lot of people out there that's real big in the fitness industry, love working out. So take this and put this in your earbuds while you're on your treadmill or getting in your bench press or whatever else you may be getting through. I got a lot of folks that's enjoying some free time on their off day, maybe cleaning up in the household, cooking up a little something. So go ahead and put this thing on your speakers, on your Bluetooth. Let that jam. To all my trucker partners out there, all my partners with the CDLs, making sure that these deliveries are getting on time and just out there taking these roads in the safest form. I know it get lonely out there, so if you need a little inspiration or anything to get through your day or get through your route while you're on them interstates and them highways and byways in this great United States of America, go ahead and plug your auxiliary cord into your phone and just clack out to your boy, because that's exactly what I'm here to do. Like I said, man, it's been a while, bro. It's been a while. The last episode that we was able to even record was way back in March, man. We had to get through a few technical difficulties. I had a lot of people telling me that they couldn't reach the podcast. They didn't know where to find it. So we put it out on a couple of other platforms that may have been a little bit easier to find. I remember adding it to YouTube for sure. And then we threw it up on the Anchor app, which pretty much distributes it to other platforms. So once we get everything wrapped up, duct tape and smothered, we're going to go ahead and give you all the links and give you all the information on where to find those. But yeah, man, we had a little vacation, took a little break. Of course, when I say take a break, it was only from the podcast, because on the real, we've been working, man. We've been working. It's been nonstop since the podcast. I mean, I can start with it like as early as April and May, just recording Whoa 9 and getting that song to the radio to 98.7 at Alex. So shout out to Kiss 98.7 in Alexandria, man. Pratt the Cat, he put us in a good position with that. But that was around May is whenever we got that to the radio. When around the same time we dropped that teaser for Really Down, the 10-minute micro movie. That thing, all I gotta say is go check it out, man. Go on YouTube and check it out. To say that we put together such a strong concept in 10 minutes, I mean, it was one of those. Okay, I'm gonna break it down to you like this: it's straight in the hood, straight in the heart of the streets and the quarters, where we all came up. The song consists of me, Ski Bell, and Shay Lynn. This was sort of Shay Lynn's introduction to the video, to the set. You feel me? To the streets. And had a cameo appearance from Mr. J. Caesar, aka Lil Black. Strong cameo. Everybody who knows him knows he has tremendous character. And one of his alter egos came out on this video. It's a beautiful thing. You guys should check it out, man. But shout out to that being put together around the June time. And then also in June, we just kind of stumbled across another hit. Me, Ski Bell, and Antonio with the Yeah came down with a whole nother classic with the Bob in My Head. I mean, that was just supposed to be an add-on. That was just supposed to go on the album list to see what we're gonna pick and choose from, and it just stuck, man. It resonated real hard with us. Wound up pushing that thing to 98.7 also. Shit, July we done the Southern Switches car show. Shout out once again, Southern Switches and Altonio with the That was a nice event, man. We were out there living our best life. Man, I swear to God, we heard that song 17 times that day, man. Real talk, I swear. But shout out to Lil Duval, because that's a classic, everybody know. But yeah, man, that was all summer long, just working, man, just working. And Bob in my head wound up making it to the radio in August. I mean, just working, somewhere in between all that. You know, I would go shoot a song with your boy Cash Banks. You know, shout out to Scholar. Just sat down, had the kids playing outside and shit. Just hurry up and pin together a little track, and then you know, about a week after that, you know, man, let's shoot a couple of little motion shots for it. You know, nothing major, something that cool. So we met at the park, shot a few motion shots, and wake up one day and it's on World Star Hip Hop. And then you wake up another day or two after that and it's at 250,000 views. So I'm completely astonished and flabbergasted when I see all that going on. Still praise God, man, for the attention. All publicity is really good publicity if you do it right. But yeah, man, that was a surprise, but also very humbling, really motivational. Really put me in that MASH mode for the September and October. You know, we continued to grind. I mean, it just didn't stop. We wound up doing a show at H.A.A.S West in Ehrlich, and just putting together footage, getting interviews done. November was the same thing, just scrambling, trying to complete this Last Man Standing album, man. Shout out to Ski Bell, man. We really about to put that pressure on these boys with this album, but yeah, we really put in a lot of work. We've been hustling. Hustling always ain't stopping. That's the mantra. That's the lifestyle. That's the ritual, you know. And that's pretty much been what's keeping the podcast from me, fellas. Not to mention all of the family issues and the home issues, the work issues, and I mean, it's just a lot. There's a lot of things. I'm not one to put all my business out there, so I'll just say it as easy as I can. There's a lot of things that had to change, and those changes were made. And here I am today. That's exactly why we are here, bringing Doctor's Orders back to your ears, because y'all deserve it. So, like I said from the get-go, sorry for the wait. We back in full effect. And without any further ado, we're gonna just jump straight off into the double dose, our topic of discussion. And it just goes along the lines of what I jumped in telling you guys, man, out the gate. The topic of discussion for today is sorry for the wait. But take your time. And what I mean by that is, you know, as human beings, we get consumed in a lot of what people want from us. We want to look the way people feel is the most popular way to look. We want to act the way that's in style. We want to spend the type of money we see our neighbors spending, how to drive the type of cars that our neighbors drive, and etc., etc. Or better yet, we'll put our own stuff on the back burner to come to the rescue. I mean, I'm a Capricorn. I'm big-hearted. That's one of my traits. Yet I call it a fault, because I will go out there crash dummy, you know, and not really take care of myself or the people closest to me. Trying to do too much for the next person. So whenever I say sorry for the wait, but take your time, you know, you got to know how to distinguish being able to help or being able to spend a little time and not being able to. And that goes with or without the approval of others. You dig? I mean, not every time you're going to make a decision is it going to be in the best interest of another person. You know, take your time, young man. If somebody can't cope, or if somebody can't work on your clock, or they can't deal with your schedule, then they need to take their request elsewhere. You know, if they're asking for attention, they need to seek it elsewhere. If they're asking for a favor, they need to seek that elsewhere. If they're asking for guidance, they need to seek that elsewhere. You know, I don't expect anybody to wait for me to, get on my shit. As well as I don't wait on anyone. I'm not the type to sit back with my arms crossed and just watch. No. If I need to go handle something and it needs to be handled right now, I'm going to take care of that right now. And there's really no sugarcoating that. So I don't apologize for taking my sweet time on something that is in my focus, something that is within my vision. You got to go out here and hustle for what you want. I mean, there's no clean cut way to put that. That's the cleanest I can put it. You have to go get what you want. God will not bless you until He sees fit. Everything we do is on God's time. So when you're out here grinding, aka preparing for this blessing to be received, you have to remember that that's what it's for. That's a relationship between you and our Father. No one else can intercede that. Time, you cannot get time back. A lot of opportunities. Yeah, opportunities come once in a lifetime, but if you're doing things in a proper manner, you will be put in position to seek opportunity elsewhere or run across opportunity more than once. You follow me what I'm saying? Like, if you out here grinding, good karma bound to come your way. Opportunities are bound to come your way more often. You may or may not be able to afford to pass something up. You get what I'm saying? Like, basically, anything worth having is worth waiting for anyway. But if you're going to go out there and grind for it and get closer to it every day, one step closer every day, God going to see you working. He going to bless you every day. Even other people, other individuals will possibly see things a little bit differently. They'll see it out of a different lens now. When they look at you, oh, all he do is work. All he do, he don't never go out and he just grind. Maybe people will see, you know what, man, he's focused. He has responsibilities to attend to. Those are things that people don't look at if they don't necessarily see you putting your work into action. I know a lot of folk that's out here praying and praising and, oh, it's gonna be okay, just real positive speaking, man. TED talk to the bone. But at the end of the day, they not grinding, they not hustling, and it shows. They don't have results, and the longer it goes without them seeing results, the more bitter they become. And people such as myself, or the people that are in my direct general circle, that really just hustle all the time, grind all the time, miss sleep, miss meals, just really putting in the work. And when people start seeing us receive our blessings, they get very bitter, very sour. And sorry for the wait, man. I'm sorry it's taking you so long. Or I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get to where I'm trying to get. I mean, I have goals and I have hopes and dreams, so I don't place a timetable on reaching them. My goals are journey-based, not destination-based. And that's just, I'm going to forever follow that. Like, I don't see myself wavering from that. And I would advise each and every one of you to not ever let anybody just influence you away from your dreams and your hopes and your ambitions. Your time is valuable. Don't ever feel bad. Don't ever feel bad that you don't have the time for somebody or for something that isn't part of your desire. Like, that's not your problem. And there's no way to sugarcoat it. I really would like everybody to understand that. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. There's no wrong way to spend your time on your dream. Period. End quote. Exclamation point. We'll take it one step further. When you plant a seed and you come back an hour later, things look the exact same. And when you come back an hour after that, they still look the same. You might come back tomorrow and the next day, and things generally look the same. But come back in 6 weeks and then 6 months. You'll see transformation. Only if the seed has been taken care of along the way. Only if the soil that the seed has been planted in is fertile and rich. Only if the seed has been watered. Only if the seed has been exposed to oxygen and lots of sunlight. If it's dry, dark, uncultivated land, you're not going to see much of a plant. Roots cannot form, therefore a plant cannot grow. I'm going to run that back for you because I think you missed it. Roots cannot form. Plant can't stand. Plant can't grow. Get it? It needs not necessarily perfect conditions, but it needs ideal conditions. In other words, it needs a prepared place. And time needs to be taken out aside to take care of this plant or this seed or whatever. That seed is your dream, it's your hopes, it's your ambitions. If you don't put any type of effort into taking care of your dream and ambition and working towards cultivating a better situation to accomplish your dream, you just dead plant, boy. You wasting time. You are wasting your time and effort, or lack thereof. You wasting time where you could be putting in effort to grow your seed. You need a solid foundation to where your roots can grow, to where you as a person can grow within your field or with any of your aspirations. It's gonna take a lot more effort than most are willing to put in. So it's gonna take a lot of time, period, is all I'm really saying. And you're gonna disappoint some people if they want it. You know, we live in a microwave generation right now. A lot of people want it right now. We ain't got time to wait on it. I ain't got time to wait till I'm 35, 45. I want it right now. No, you ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna win, because anything worth having takes time to get there. Bottom line, hopes, dreams, goals, ideas, aspirations, ambitions. You have to take care of them over time. You have to take care of yourself over time. Mind, body, and soul has to be healthy and intact for a healthy human being to continue to focus and move forward and take steps closer to their dreams each and every day, because time doesn't wait on anybody. And other human beings are very selfish also. You know, they're going to want you to stop and put everything you're doing on hold to give them a hand. And it's basically impossible to reach your goals and theirs. Somebody has to make a decision. And if I got to make a choice between you and me, it ain't going to be me. It's you. You got to go. I got to take care of my own business. I got a child. I got a wife. I'm a son, I'm a brother, and I'm a whole lot of things in between, but I'm a man first. Before anything, I am a man first. So, just to be honest about it, man, people gonna be pissed. They ain't gonna wanna see you reach out and touch your goals. The ones closest to you probably already done suffered. If you ain't able to open your mouth and say, hey, I can't. Hey, I won't. Hey, I got this going on, bro. I got that going on. I need to take care of me. I need to take care of mine. You can't eat right now. I gotta feed these ones. You gotta know how to give it up and just say, hey, bro, sorry for the wait, but I'm taking my time to do it right. To grow as a man before anything under God. So, guess right now is the perfect opportunity for me to just say it, you know. I have not been there. I have not been fully focused on what counts in my immediate circle. I put business aspirations first that wasn't even for my own business. I really just put myself in a lot of situations that I wasn't necessarily responsible for. And the situations that I have been responsible for. They've been on the decline because I haven't been putting enough of my attention into them. So, to my family, to all my folks out there that's really pushing with me on this highest grind and on this hustle always ain't stopping movement. To all my bros, to my son, to my old lady, to my mama. Man, sorry for the wait, but I'm back and I'm in full effect. Yes, sir, that's where we at with it. And real quick, we're gonna go ahead and give you a little taste of what's been cooking on the stove while y'all been waiting on the podcast. Not too sure which musical interlude you gonna get, but whatever it is, it's gonna be jamming. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag. Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag. I like them S's with 2 lines down the middle. It's big business even if the bag little. I'm so focused, so it's no more poverty. I'm plotting on property, it do not stop with me. KL films are rapping, can't turn back the trapping. Unless shit get drastic, then I'm going get the plastic and weigh them bitches up, straight drop-offs, no traffic. Put them on that Dirk Nowitzki like the Maverick. Time to make investments before I make a purchase. Franchise of Popeyes, or Subway, or churches. These ain't no freestyles, I'm trying to sell verses. Keep my name on the check, on the back, up in cursive. Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag. Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag.
Violent like Martin, by any means like I'm Malcolm. Mr. Hustle always ain't stopping. Profit is my outcome. Punch the clock or hug the block. Same difference, still amongst the same niggas trying to feed the same cheering, same judge, same hearing, same jury, same sentence. He gon' get it, I don't get it. Street and corporate, same business. Ain't no trick to stack my chips and ain't no time for playing with it. Got a plan with it. AT&T, all tricks and trades, I keep my hands in it. Ain't wasting there a minute. Hit my line, I'm on my way. Just holler after 5 a.m. Expect me later on today. My pull-up game strong like Steph Curry. Forgive me, I don't stay long. I'm always in a hurry.
Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag. Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag.
All work, no play, no break. I'm punching in the time clock. Shout out to those who pick cans or meet up at the crime spot. They losing focus, drop the ball, spaced out, astronaut. Ski band, make it easy, simple, plain, chip shot. All of that, till I ride that big black Cadillac. Want it all, grab the bag, hefty cent sack. No need for the wisecrack, serious as a heart attack. Taurus, get the paper, yeah, I read that in the Zodiac. Golden black, I'm a saint, but I'm needing every penny. Down with Ben Frank Salone, his mama used to call him Benny. Disregard the jingle, rubber banded folded. Man, I can't still kick it with the dead Ben Frank, Ulysses Grant.
Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag. Hustling is a habit. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Penitentiary chance. I'm going get that bag. Get that bag. Slang work 9 to 5. Get that bag. Get that bag. By any means to some going get that bag. Get that bag.
Yes, sir. That's where we at with it. So, moving right along, we're gonna get into the True Pill. For those of you that are not familiar with the True Pill segment of the podcast, it's basically where we give you a fly quote or a saying, just any type of spoken word to kind of get you through to the next platform, to the next level of the day, to get you over any obstacles. Basically, you take it how you want it. It's a true pill. Sometimes it's hard to swallow, but at the end of the day, it's usually good for you. Today's true pill is gonna come from the late, great Maya Angelou. And this one's true to my heart because I'm one of those people that looks back in my rearview mirror. She said, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you." Man, that's deep, man. That's hella deep, man. Because there's so many different, like I said a minute ago, if I look backwards sometimes when I'm supposed to be focused on moving forward and getting past things. I still tend to look back, and I have so many life-changing moments in my life. I mean, I just encountered so many different things. There were so many different forks coming up in the road, man. It was either a left or a right, and a lot of times I wasn't sure if I went in the right direction. Ultimately, I believe I made the right choices, but I seen a lot of rocky roads. And, a lot of times I feel like I should let those stories be told, if you will. As in, when I see, especially since I have a son now, if I see someone doing something wrong, or not even necessarily wrong, if I just feel like that's not quite the direction they should be going, or if I see a younger cat bound to make a simple mistake that could mess them up for life, or even just for the next opportunity that they may have. I mean, it's happened to the best of us. So I just sometimes I want to step in and tell my story, but then at the end of the day, I don't know who want to hear my story, if they even want to believe that those things are true. But although seeming unbelievable, I've witnessed a lot, and I think when she spoke on that agony of holding it back. And I know it's more than just stories she's talking about. I mean, this means any of those ideas in your mind, that invention that you thought about doing, that speech that you were too shy to give, just approaching that female that you want, or that male that you want. It was just some times that you could always look backwards and be like, man, I wish I'd have done it this way. I wish I'd have done it that way. Or if I'd have only told such and such this, or if I'd have only let him know that. Like, regret is a painful thing, man. I can't stress that enough, because I mean, everybody has them, and no, I don't want you to lay up here and harp on them. That's not what I'm asking. I wish for everybody to move on from anything that may be painful and harmful, but at the end of the day, that untold story will burn you up. It will burn you up. And I think that's what Miss Angela was trying to bring forth with that type of message. Whether it be personal encounters you wish to share, deep secrets, or whether it's just giving guidance when you're seeing something go in the wrong direction, or whether it's just having the guts or the inner patience to try something new without that fear in your heart, man. It's so hard to give up. No, it's easy to give up, but it's so hard to accept the fact that you've given up, if that makes any sense, because it doesn't matter how you look at it. You do not want to have any regrets in life, because you only get one, and none of this time is promised. It's all borrowed. It's all borrowed. So you have to do what you have to do right now. There's no time to wait. I mean, time is the most valuable resource. You don't get that back. I mean, second to knowledge and money, I would say, and time is the most valuable. Second would be a tie between like knowledge and money. You gotta have knowledge. And unfortunately, due to society that we live in 2018, well, going into 2019, we rocking New Year's Eve like that. Real talk, man. You kind of gotta have it, and I don't necessarily mean the wealth and all the material things, but when it comes to bringing bread and bacon home, to the table. You have to have some type of credit line to get your business off the ground, your legitimate, independent business. To all my entrepreneurs out there, you got to have that, unfortunately. But above all of it, without knowledge, you don't know what to do with the money or the credit or how to spend it. But none of that means anything unless you have the time to construct your dream from the ground up, and the time to operate your life in the manner that you would like to. Hell, just the time on this earth, just the time living, breathing above earth, like, it's none of it's promised. And if you have it, it is valuable, and if it's wasted, it is gone. That's just the way it goes. So to wrap that point up, don't conform to what the norm is, or what's popular, or what's the fad. Like, do you. Forever do you. There's no reason to do what others are putting in front of you. Because that iPhone and that Android and that computer screen, that's some dangerous stuff, man. Social media will twist you in all kind of directions that you won't understand. And it's not going to hit you till it's too late. You gotta take your foot off the gas if you ain't sure about what you doing, if you feel like you're not comfortable in what you doing. But don't let nobody change your mind. Don't let nobody stop you. Whatever's on your heart, whatever unbared story you're holding on to, go ahead and let that out. Somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to witness you. God put us here for reasons. Each and every one of us is here for a reason, and it may not be clear to you. My reason to be here on earth is not clear to me. I've done many things in my life. I've been successful in a handful. I've been unsuccessful in many more than a handful, a bag full, But I just feel like you're here to show someone out of the billions of people, or whatever we're sitting at on this planet, there's somebody out there that needs to witness you. You're going to change someone's life for the better. You'll never know who that person is. Maybe we are blessed enough to know who that person is. I pray to God every day that it's my child, that it's my son, Eden. If I can change his life and make him a better human being, and just make him a functioning member of society that can contribute and put positive energy into this universe that will someday return to him or his seed or his neighbor or his friend. You get it? I'll be straight if I can make a man out of him. But you never know. Maybe this podcast will touch somebody. Maybe a poem that I've written has touched someone. I'm sure a song or two that I've composed or been a part of has influenced someone, hopefully in a positive direction. You just never know. You got to be stand-up guy all the time. So it's best that if you're gonna be transparent and if you're gonna bear that untold story, that it's a righteous one. Because nobody's legacy needs to be tainted with negativity. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. Moving right along, we'll go ahead into the refill segment of the podcast. And whenever I get to the refill, I don't want to scare anybody off and have anybody thinking in a negative type of way about the podcast, because of the fact that I do believe in Jesus and I do believe in God. I don't know what your preference is. I don't know if you're atheist, Christian, whatever you may be. But these are just my beliefs. I'm not imposing them on anybody. But I always like to end the podcast the way that we should end everything. And that's with a word from God. Just to keep us going on, moving strong and stronger in faith, and just being better human beings in this society. Because whether or not you realize it or not, if you don't believe in something, you're gonna fall for anything, and that's not what we're trying to do as humans on this earth. So, without further ado, I'll just jump straight into it. This episode's refill comes from Proverbs 16:9. It says, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps." Very simple, man. It's just basically saying we have free will. We can do what we want as we wish to do so. But you gotta allow him to guide you and coach you in the right direction. He orders your steps. God, Allah, the higher power, whatever you may refer to him as, or her as, or it as, or the energy as, however you see the world, we can speak it into existence, man. But he has the final say so. He determines what's gonna be, what will be and what will not come to be. I'm just a firm believer of putting in work and putting in positive energy into the universe, into the atmosphere. So I just feel like anything is possible. All things are possible through Jesus Christ who strengthens me, is what another verse says. But what I'm really getting, the point that I'm getting to is, you gotta kind of walk in the righteous path to get where you're trying to get, if that makes any sense. Like I said, we have choices. We have free will. We can move in any manner that we wish. But you gotta have guidance, and you gotta stand for something. So that pretty much wraps up the refill, guys. Make sure you keep your eyes, ears, and your heart wide open to the Word of God and any other positivity that you can take on. Like I said, I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anybody, but I just feel like, all in all, bottom line, the more positivity you put out, the more positivity you will receive and be able to pass around once again and keep the cycle going. Because that's what we're trying to do as functioning human beings in society. So, that's about it. I want to thank everybody who gave me your ear at this time of day, night, afternoon, or otherwise. All the returning listeners, thank you for giving me another chance. And anybody who's just jumping on to this here, man, it's a train that's in heavy motion. So stick around. Stay tuned, man. Still H.A.A.S. It's really going down. If you don't know how to get at me, man, you can catch everything that I'm doing day by day on the Facebook page, Black Earl Dr. H.A.A.S. You can catch me on IG at BlackEarl_H.A.A.S. That's H.A.A.S. for those of y'all who's not familiar with the doctor. I'm not really on Twitter as much, but you can catch me at Black_Earl_H.A.A.S. You know what I'm talking about? And most of you cats already know me direct. So y'all can just hit my line if you know me direct. But other than that, man, y'all can catch me on all these other platforms. If you want to see any of the videos and anything that's going on of that nature, even some of the songs, and maybe I'll put the podcast on there if you ain't gonna be able to find it. I'll throw it on YouTube, Black Earl /H.A.A.S. H.A.A.S. That's the page and profile that you'll be looking for on YouTube. To get the podcast, you can jump on Anchor, man. If you got the Anchor app, you will find me there. Anchor.fm/BlackEarlH.A.A.S. That's all together. BLACKEARLHAAS. That's how you get to me on Anchor. You can go ahead and catch me on all these other platforms due to the fact that it's on Anchor. It is distributed on other platforms. So, and I'll be sure to post all these links on the Facebook and the IG page in case you guys want to reach them on something that's more convenient to you. It's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. Yes, they give you a plethora of places to go and find yo dog, Black Earl, aka Dr. H.A.A.S. Once again, appreciate you. Wishing everybody a happy and safe New Year. 2019 is that year. Speaking into existence. You can see it, you can believe it. So, mash on the gas. Till next time, we're gonna holler.